All right. I think it's time for another rant. I took a month hiatus, partly because fuck YouTube and TikTok for false flagging. Also just because I was burned out. And it's hard to stay motivated when you just don't get any real increase in subscriber Patreon counts. It gets frustrating after a while. I have to talk about just how people can be so stupid. Like, okay, so I'm just playing a game of TF2 and people are spawn camping because people love being awful. And I call it out, as I should, because spawn campers are the spawn of Satan. They enjoy basically griefing the game to what? To stroke their own ego, to make themselves feel better without any regard for how other people are feeling, how it ruins the game for the people they're camping, and the audacity. Multiple people jump to this moron's aid, and even someone on my own team's like, do you ever stop after I call it RP? It's like, I don't know. As usual, I basically said, are you guys dating? Because it's like, why are you freaking this eager to defend this guy unless you have some sort of relationship? I just don't understand it. But I also don't understand how people can be this stupid. Like, on your own team, and this isn't the first time where people on my own team have backstabbed me like this. You're being camped too, okay? You are being camped as well. You know how much it sucks. You're getting cheap kills, killed left and right. And instead of backing up the guy who's calling it out, you're simping for the people who are camping. How are you this stupid? Like, really, how are you this fucking stupid? And I know what stupid looks like. I play money poker. You play that enough, you'll learn what stupid looks like. And yet, even then, these people never cease to amaze me with just how brain dead they actually are and how awful they are. It really just never ceases to amaze me. It really does never cease to amaze me. I know I just said it. I don't care. You guys are off. Like, I'm sick of this crap. Like, and you might think, oh, why are you doing this over one single incident? It's not one single incident. This is the latest in a string of incidents, okay? This is like taking the integral and finding the area under the curve, and you just plotted the latest point. You can't ignore the points before that led up to this. You know, you just... And even in a video game where I'm just trying to de-stress, you still get assholes behaving like this. And nobody holds them accountable. Instead, they have the audacity to yell at you when you call them out. And sometimes even vote kick you because, you know, how dare you care about other people's well-being? You know, screw you're such a terrible person. Screw dictators like Pol Pot and whatever. I cared about people's well-being, so I'm worse than them. I don't understand this at all. I don't understand the level of brain ineptitude that these people have. And I don't understand how nobody sees anything wrong with this. Really what should happen is people who chronically spawn camp and clearly just are doing this to stroke their own ego without any regard to how they're basically ruining the game and destroying the server, because people usually just leave en masse after this happens. They're like, why am I putting up with this? Why are these people not kicked on the spot? Literally, that's what should happen. People like that should be kicked immediately, because what they're doing is unacceptable and they need to be held accountable and need to face some consequences. But no, not only do they not get kicked, when you suggest getting kicked or kicking them, or when you suggest that maybe you shouldn't remove bots if the other team is just going to reward you for doing the right thing by acting like assholes and ruining your experience, so why would I remove the bot in that situation? I think they kind of deserve it if they're going to behave that way. They have the audacity to yell at you as if you did something fucking wrong. It just blows my mind. And it blows my mind how nobody ever sides with me when I'm completely right. Spawn camping is just chronic spawn camping, not just, oh, you run by one time. Chronically spawn camping is awful behavior. And it should not be condoned in games where people are playing to have fun, because it ruins the good times. And yet, you're the bad guy if you call it out. I just don't... And tell me I'm wrong about that. Tell me I'm wrong that that's not a dick move to just stroke your own ego and repeatedly kill people who are clearly going to lose because it's a mismatch. You can't even let them have fun. You just have to stroke your own ego and ruin their good time. It's kind of like... I forget how somebody described it, but it's sort of like... I don't even know. It's like the little kids being bullied by the big kids because they can. Why are they doing this? Like, tell me I'm wrong, that's awful behavior. And if you do, I'll call you a spawn camper, because clearly you probably do it yourself and you're projecting. And I just don't understand how you can be completely morally right about something and people still have the stupidity to side against you and attack you for daring to raise your voice about it. I really don't understand. Stop being brain dead, everybody. Do the right thing and stop acting like this is acceptable behavior. You know, it's not even just this. It's like when you call out people who are spanking children. Oh, these kids are dead. You're terrible. You know, it's like everyone just does this all the time. This is just the latest in a string of events, as you can probably infer and as I just told you. So this isn't just a one-time thing and I'm making a rant about it. I'm just tired of this behavior in general and it needs to fucking stop. And honestly, until people like you start manning up and holding others like that accountable and at least acknowledging that it's a problem in the first place and not silencing people and ganging up on people who call it out, making them less likely to want to do it in the future, because what's the point? Nothing's going to change. And it's, you know, I might think, oh, it's spawn camping. It's no big deal. I guess in a vacuum, you're right, but it's kind of what it entails. Because what else do people not speak up about? Child abuse. Racism, men's mental health, all things and I'm sure there's other things that I can't come up off the top of my head. All things people don't tend to speak up about because nobody does anything but attack them like idiots when they do. You need to stop, and this is a good way to start. Whatever. I don't even fucking care. No one's gonna listen. People are stupid. I can already hear people going to the fucking downvotes because they can't comprehend what I'm saying. Maybe not all of them, but a fair number, I guarantee. I guarantee there's going to be hate comments too. Oh, I just clearly didn't even watch the video or didn't understand what I'm trying to say. Or they're just that awful they don't care. Probably both. I just don't understand it at all.